Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Exclusive, Todd Chrisley's family desperate to move on in peace from estranged daughter Lindsie, but she won't stop dragging them through the mud. Todd Chrisley's family wants to move forward from drama with their estranged daughter, Lindsie Chrisley, but can't due to her continuing to talk about them. RadarOnline.com can exclusively reveal. Lindsie recently did a 3-part podcast where she talked about her family and their issues. By Lindsie continuing to go out in the press and do podcasts about her family, who she claimed at one point she wanted to drop the last name of, proves Todd, Julie, Savannah, Chase, and the rest of the family right, a production insider claimed. She is continuing to use their name for fame and attention, and this is why the family continues to have issues with her. Even her grandmother advised her to let this all go and stop talking about them, as Todd has made it clear he can't have her in his life after she was involved in their trial. The source added. While Todd and his family have made it clear they need their space and haven't been addressing the topic, the source noted she, yet again goes and makes a 3-part podcast talking about them. How is this someone they would want to move forward with as she continues to spew things about them in the public arena? The insider questioned. Todd, Julie, and their family want nothing more than to move forward in peace and to stop talking about Lindsie, but as she keeps trying to drag their family through the mud with her stories, they keep having to address it, the source concluded. It's getting old. On the October 29th episode of the Chrisley Confessions podcast, Todd, Julie, and Chase spoke out about Lindsie's podcast. We found out this morning through our attorneys that Lindsie had been working with Kale Lowry on this 3-part podcast, Todd shared, referring to the Teen Mom star. Don't forget, she has tagged Patreon because we're going to give you content for free. She wants you to pay to get content for receipts. I'm going to give you receipts for free. I don't know many ways you can spin this he continued. I'm over it. I'm not talking about this stuff anymore. It is unfortunate, Todd's wife Julie added. You know I'm not drama-filled. I do not like drama. I do not like for there to be tension in this family. Julie also revealed Lindsie asked me to adopt her when she was over 18, which she did. Todd also addressed Lindsie changing her name on Instagram in July from Lindsie Chrisley to Lindie's Landsman, and now, it's back to Lindsie Chrisley. My thing is, you've gone on your podcast, you've gone on your social media, you've said that you changed your last name because Chrisley had hurt you with brand deals, he said. If you're going to change your last name, take our last name off your social media. Chase, for his part, added Lindsie is pissed off that she got kicked off the show, and she didn't have that paycheck anymore. That's what this is about, he added. She's bitter about all of this. I don't really give a s about this anymore. I don't care. Like, just shut up. The Georgia humidity hung thick in the air as dusk settled over the Chrisley family home, a place once filled with laughter, perfectly baked treats, and Todd's famously sarcastic commentary echoing down the hallways. Now the estate sat quieter, still beautiful, still pristine, but carrying the weight of a family war that felt never-ending. Inside, Savannah paced the living room like a restless storm cloud. She was trying her best to appear calm, she always did, but tonight, her anxiety was written all over her face. Daddy, she said into her phone. It's happening again. She posted another video. On the other end of the line, Todd's voice sounded tired, not defeated, because Todd Chrisley never admitted defeat, but worn like a man who'd carried too many emotional grenades for one lifetime. What now? He asked, though he already suspected the answer. She's implying you manipulated her trial statements again, and that we're all against her. Daddy, she tagged paparazzi accounts. It's blowing up. A long pause. Then Todd exhaled, the kind of breath that rattled with frustration. Savannah, sweetheart, when someone wants attention, even a brick wall becomes their audience. Savannah threw herself onto the couch, exasperated. I just don't get it. We're trying to live our lives. We're trying to move on in peace. But she just keeps going. Across the room, Grayson leaned over the back of the couch, his teenage bluntness providing a painful but refreshing dose of honesty. She won't stop dragging us through the mud. It's like her full-time job now. Savannah shot him a warning look, but he wasn't wrong. The wedge that never healed. To outsiders, the Chrisley tension with estranged daughter Lindsie seemed like typical reality TV family drama. But to them, it was a bleeding wound that never stopped reopening. For years, Todd had tried honest attempts, messy attempts, sometimes loud attempts to mend the rift. He'd reached out privately. He'd extended olive branches. He'd apologized for things he never even said, just to calm the storm. But each time, The peace lasted about as long as a Georgia spring. Then came the trial. The media frenzy. The stress. The accusations. The interviews. Lindsie's name ended up tangled in headlines that made the whole family reel. And even though Todd publicly insisted he held no ill will toward her, she continued painting him as the villain in her story. And now, even with Todd behind bars and the rest of the family trying to build a new normal around their pain, Lindsie remained relentless. She doesn't want reconciliation, Savannah muttered, scrolling through her phone. She wants a feud. There's a difference. Chase walks in with receipts. The door opened and in walked Chase, holding a stack of printed screenshots with dramatic flair. Okay, he announced. I have read every post, every podcast clip, every comment. She didn't mean like that. And I'm calling it now. She's on a mission. What kind of mission? Grayson asked. A mission to make us miserable, Chase said flatly. Todd, still on speakerphone, chimed in. Well, honey, if she wanted to annoy us into the grave, she picked the wrong family. I've survived reality TV, bankruptcy, federal court, and raising you. I'm practically immortal at this point. Even in chaos, Todd never lost his spark. But beneath his humor, Savannah could hear it, the hurt, the exhaustion, the desire for peace. Daddy, we can't keep living in defense mode. You're right, Todd replied. Softly. That's why we need to move on. And if she doesn't want to come with us, then she doesn't. But we can't let her hold us hostage. Julie breaks her silence. Later that night, the family gathered around the kitchen table, FaceTiming Julie. Her voice, warm but weary, filled the room. I saw the posts, she said. And I know everyone's upset. But listen to me, we can't control her. We can only control how we respond. So what do? Savannah asked, eyes glassy. We let go, Julie said gently. Not with anger. Not with bitterness. But with acceptance. Some people need conflict to feel connected. We are not those people. She paused. We're a family ready to heal. But she won't stop, Chase said, frustrated. And if she doesn't, Julie replied, then let her words speak for her. Ours will speak louder through how we live. It was the kind of wisdom only a mother could deliver. Steady calm, rooted in love. The post that changed everything. 2 days later, Savannah woke up to another viral clip from Lindsie. Another accusation. Another round of headlines. Another reason for strangers online to pick sides. She stared at her screen, her jaw tight. She wasn't angry. She wasn't devastated. She was done. She typed a message to the family group chat. We choose peace. No more responses. No more battles. No more giving her the attention she's fighting for. Within minutes, thumbs-up reactions from the entire Chrisley clan popped up. Even Todd's. That afternoon, Savannah posted a statement. Not a clapback. Not a subtweet. Not a dig. Just truth. We love our family. All of it. Even the parts that are complicated. But we are choosing to move forward in peace. We will no longer participate in public family conflict. Healing happens off camera. It spread instantly, fans praising the maturity, others begging for drama. But for the first time in a long time, Savannah didn't care. She felt relief. Real, deep, genuine relief. Meanwhile, in Lindsie's world, when Lindsie saw the statement, she scoffed. Oh, so now they want peace. Please, she muttered while adjusting her ring light for yet another video. To her, the Chrisleys' silence wasn't peace. It was a challenge. An invitation to push harder. A spotlight waiting to be reclaimed. But no matter what she posted in the following weeks, cryptic quotes, pointed stories, dramatic podcast monologues, the Chrisley family stayed silent. Gracefully silent. Calmly silent. And slowly the headlines shifted. The interest faded. The narrative changed. Not because Lindsie stopped dragging them, but because the Chrisleys stopped letting her pull. A family moving forward. By summer, the house felt different. Lighter. Brighter. The tension that once lived in the corners had finally loosened its grip. One evening, while the sun dipped behind the Georgia hills, Savannah sat on the porch with Grayson and Chase. You think she'll ever stop? Grayson asked. Savannah smiled sadly. Maybe. Maybe not. But it's not our burden anymore. Chase nudged her playfully. Look at you, all wise and zen. She laughed. Don't get used to it. Inside, Todd's laughter echoed through the phone speaker as he told Julie a story from prison that even made her crack up. They were still a family. Still imperfect. Still healing. Still loving each other fiercely. And finally, moving on in peace. Even if one person refused to let go. Because at the end of the day, the Chrisleys understood one simple truth.